first podcast. Thank you for your comments, your support, and just thanks for being there for me, the community and all that. And as you know, I'll be posting this on Hangtough 1944 as well, just to get it up and running. Okay, so there we go. All that being done, today's episode is about Sir Winston Churchill, and it is Hangtough 44 episode 2. So, there we go. Sir Winston Churchill. Sir Winston Leonard Spencer Churchill was born on 30th of November in Blenheim Palace, Oxfordshire, in England in the year 1874. He was a historian, painter, politician and writer. His political party he was affiliated was the Conservatives, but I think somewhere down the line he was with the Liberals at some point. Anyway, during his military career he was with the British Territorial Army from 1902, but his years of service were from 1893 to 1924. The units he was affiliated with were the Queen's Own Hussars, the Mackinac Field Force, 21st Lancers, South African Light Horse, Queen's Own Oxfordshire Hussars, Grenadier Guards and the Royal Scots Fusiliers. He commanded the 6th Battalion of the Royal Scots Fusiliers. The wars he was involved in was the North Wars Frontier, Maddist War, Second Boer War, where he was a POW, and the First World War. His campaign medals, I think you can find them online if you're interested, just to look at where he was involved with. But we're looking at his involvement in the Second World War, which was in the Office of Parliament. In 1935, Sir Winston Churchill warned the British Parliament about Hitler and the rise of the Third Reich. He said, "We cannot tell whether Hitler will be a man who will once again let loose on the world another war, or will he go down in history as a man who restored honour and peace to the Germanic nation." Now it's been said, as you know, history, it went the other way. It's been said numerous times that the first country the Germans invaded was their own. I don't know how many times I've heard that, and it's true. They were, and we should not forget that Germany had its own resistance, which Karl von Stauffenberg was a part of. There you go. Against the barbarity and the evil that was happening in Germany. Many soldiers were forced into service, as you know. They were not all Nazis. If they didn't fight for the Germans, the families would have been shot. So anyway, so back to Winston Churchill. He's seen Hitler as a threat way beyond, way before. But Neville Chamberlain was, foreign policy was appeasement. So he went to Munich and got a appeasement. And as you see when he comes off the plane, he's holding the letter and everybody's cheering, peace in our times, they said. So all that fell apart, as you know, and Hitler invaded Belgium, the Low Countries and that. So on the 10th of May 1940, Winston Churchill took over from Neville Chamberlain and he stood down, but Churchill got immediately to work.
The house revealed there.
Low Countries, and France would be in the firing line next. When Germany did invade France, it was through the Ardennes forest. Now they didn't think that was possible, but they proved it to be possible. So German army were creating a circle around Dunkirk and closing it. So Winston Churchill gave the order for the evacuation. It was soon after the evac was complete that the well-known speech that we all know, "We shall fight them on the beaches."
And if
He was one of the best sprinters I've ever lived, although he had been involved in some bizarre scenes in history. Gallipoli, for instance, that will go down in history, and it didn't go down well. You can look them up for yourselves. But he led Britain through the Second World War, and we should never be forgotten for his fearlessness. On the 24th of January 1965, at the age of 90, we lost Sir Winston in London. Former Prime Minister passed away, and his resting place is St Martin's Church, Bladon, Oxfordshire in England. But in between those times, you've seen him going to the bombed out cities like Coventry and all that, just showing what he'd done for these people. He was there so they could see the figurehead. He was there. And he will never be forgotten. for what he done. So I know it's a short podcast. Hopefully lengthen it out a wee bit. Start talking to folk and stuff like that. But it's just in its infancy, if you know what I mean. So thanks for subscribing if you haven't already. Please do. And remember and comment and like. That'd be so happy. If that's what you can call it. So happy. So thanks very much. Thanks very much for your tuning in and your support, okay? Thanks a lot, guys, for tuning in to Hangtough 1944, Hangtough 44 podcast. And I'll see you in the next one, alright?